Hello and welcome back to All Things Money. I'm your host, David Blain. Thank you for joining us today. During the first segment, we're talking a little bit about President Obama's new jobs proposal and some of the features of that. If you missed the first segment, you can listen to it on the web, www.dlblain.com, and it will be up there in about a week or so. But towards the end, we were talking about job creation, specifically in North Carolina. For those of you listening on the web, we are headquartered in North Carolina, and our three biggest industries, the textile, furniture, and tobacco industry, have really taken a beating over the past 20 years, and they're basically non-existent. And so in North Carolina, some of the things that we have some job challenges, and some of the things that we need to create jobs are just not being proposed. And, you know, it's great to go out there and build bridges, but once you build the bridge, it's sort of over with. I mean, we need systemic change to create ongoing, good, high-quality jobs for middle income folks. And we were talking, you know, some of the things that there's a whole biotech sciences where, you know, the study of fertilizers and crops, and North Carolina State University does a great job in this, and North Carolina is well suited to develop some of that industry, as well as our medical industry, the biotech industry, and medical sciences and life sciences. We also in eastern North Carolina have a nice little niche of some aerospace specialty manufacturing as well. And so encouraging these type of jobs, that relatively decent paying jobs for you know, people that aren't necessarily PhD scientists. You know, we need to create some middle class jobs. Anyway, back to the President's proposal. One of the things that came out of this is one of my all-time favorite people, Warren Buffett, although I should say financial philosophy is one of my favorite people, his financial philosophy. We differ on some other things, but financially speaking, he's one of my favorite people to listen to and learn from. And he started talking about how he pays less than his secretary in income tax, and how, you know, we need to tax millionaires and billionaires. And I appreciate the populist sentiment of that. But at the same time, we want to make sure that people aren't just going from specific examples to generalities and people making decisions on it. And the fact is, President Obama picked up on this, and this is just not true. And I thought I'd share some facts with you to dispel this notion that, in fact, and this is all from the IRS, this is all public information. In 2009, which is the latest data they have available, 1,470 households that filed tax returns of greater than $1 million paid no federal income tax. So there is some truth to what they're saying. There are people that made more than $1 million that paid no federal income tax. Now, once again, that is a gross income number. Obviously, their taxable income was zero. So they were able to offset that income with various deductions or credits or things like that that are built into the tax code. You know, literally millions of different taxes, you know, loopholes or deductions, whatever you want to call them, that are available to everyone. So, for example, if you made over $1 million but you paid, you know, $200,000 in mortgage interest, well, that's deductible, the majority of it. Anyway, so 1,470 households filed tax returns with over $1 million of income and paid no federal income tax. However, that number is less than 1% of all the people that had income of over $1 million. So there's a shred of truth in there, but the reality is that greater than 99% of the people that have income of over $1 million pay a significant amount of tax. In fact, if we look at the data here, households making, this is from the IRS once again, households making between $50,000 and $75,000 pay about 15% in federal tax, $40,000 to $50,000 pay about 12.5%, between $20,000 and $30,000 pay 5.7%, And people making $1 million and more paid an average of 24.4% of their income in federal income taxes. That doesn't count state income taxes. That doesn't count payroll taxes. It doesn't count property taxes. It doesn't count business taxes and all the myriad of other taxes. And anyway, so the vast majority of people that have those type of incomes are paying a significant amount of tax. And in fact, we, a lot of our clients are in that sort of situation. And believe me, we do the majority of our clients' taxes. They pay a significant amount of tax. So I don't think it's really very accurate to zero in and say that they don't pay any tax. A lot of it's dependent on the type of income that the person receives as well as the deductions they have. Sure, if they make $1 million and it's all in tax-free municipal bonds. I remember a couple years ago when John Kerry was running for president, he had millions of dollars of income, but it was all in tax-free municipal bonds, and so yeah, his income is zero for taxable purposes. But if you earn most of your money through wages and things like that, and you make over $1 million, you're going to be in a really very, very high income tax bracket. You're probably going to lose at least 50% of every dollar you earn to some sort of tax. So we want to make sure that we're checking our facts out there. Okay, well, we're coming up on another break here. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about some year-end tax planning. So for All Things Money, I'm your host, David Blain. We'll be right back after a few short messages.